must leave the meeting knowing the next action, having the next action in mind. Otherwise, that meeting was useless. You must know the next action. How to have a good meeting with your supervisor? First, send beforehand documents, papers, ideas, grant proposal, what you would like your supervisor to read. So when you go to the meeting together, you are both up to date and you both know what you're going to talk about. Second, show up on time. Third, know the objectives of the meeting before the start of the meeting. So you must know what you want to get out of that meeting. Is it administrative? Is it regarding a grant proposal? Is it regarding your project? Whatever, you must know what it is about. Have a prioritized checklist of the things you want to speak about during that meeting and go to the meeting with it. If you don't have a real list, just write down questions. What do you want to ask your supervisor? If you think you have a problem with the planning of experiments, speak about it with your supervisor. Fourth tip is to behave well. Listen to your supervisor before talking. Let him or her finish her sentence. Let him speak, listen, think about what he said, and then respond to what he said. Otherwise, you can just misunderstand what something he wanted to say or just interrupt him or her, and it's not what you want. You want to get things out of it, so you must listen. It's really important. You must accept if you don't know something. So you say it, and your supervisor will explain again, or he will explain you how to do something, or he will give you the right contact or the right person to contact. Fifth tip, if you have a doubt, ask. If you are not sure about something that your supervisor just said, ask him to repeat. Because you don't want to leave the meeting with a doubt. You want to be 100% sure of what was being said during that meeting. So ask him to repeat. And that leads us to the sixth tip, which is take notes. Don't assume that you will remember everything from the meeting. It's not true, you won't. So take notes of everything your supervisor says. You can even record him with your phone to listen to it later on. This is really helpful because you sometimes cannot write down everything he's saying, so if you can just go back later to it, it can always be useful. Eighth tip, you must book the next meeting. So define when you will meet again and at what time. If you have weekly meetings, you don't need to do it, but confirm that you will be present. Then finally, at the end of the meeting, once you have left, immediately send an email to your supervisor and the other persons involved, and you restate what was being said during the meeting, like, okay, we decided that this is the next action, this is what I have to do, etc., etc. You include the date of the next meeting and you include the next actions you have to take and all the other things you discussed during that meeting. You write it in the email and you send it to your supervisor and other people. Trust me, it will be useful. And last thing is that you must leave the meeting knowing the next action, having the next action in mind. Otherwise, that meeting was useless. You must know the next action. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope that video was useful. If it was, just press the like button, share that video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I see you next week on another video. Ciao!